everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for March 22nd, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. I think we all know that there's a major a major awakening with the civilization. And you wonder how that takes place when for so long there have been so many in the dark, so to speak. And I watch people ridicule this civilization. I listen to people ridicule the American people. I listen to people, cut down. I just heard a statement made that, if there's 320, 30 million people in this country, 180 of them are all a bunch of dumbasses. That's not acceptable for me. You value everyone. And just because we have people that are, quite frankly, misinformed, from birth, been miseducated, misguided. It's not an intention, so to speak. It's not like someone knows the truth, but, we're all educated, and we experience through parents, and then what we experience in this life when we step out on our own, so to speak. When you're immersed for hundreds of thousands of years in a slave structure, and you're really, you're given an education system that is twisted and misguided, and then you have a lot of people that just have never known that they are not bicameral over the last 3,000 years. This is very impactful on a people of the planet, whether it's America, Chile, Germany, Ukraine, Russia, it doesn't matter. It's life and people, and all of us are gods in bodies. And when we respect and love ourselves, then we can respect and love everyone else. Doesn't matter if they've got 10 PhDs and are ambassadors and so on and so forth. That's all, that's just proverbial crap, basically. When you're educated in the Draco system that teaches you to chase your tail most of the time, all right? So I get a little, I guess you'd call it miffed when a people of a country are damned or ridiculed because of certain things, because those ridiculing them believe that they're higher and more intelligent, more aware of things. It's just really, it's unfortunate, but it is part of the just shifts on the planet, because very soon here there's going to be many revelations exposed to the people of this planet, and those who are aware, so to speak, in other words, conscious to a certain extent, I think it won't be a big shock. I think that many of the people will understand and probably say that, I kind of knew that anyway. And it's coming quickly. We're probably looking at this coming month. By the end of this coming month, there's going to be a lot of things coming out. All through the spring, all through the summer, into the fall. And there's going to be a massive financial shift, never before introduced in any civilization. So, we look at all of these different things, and we're all connected to each other. So that's why I think it's really a riot when someone says that, over half the population of this country are a bunch of dumbasses. we are all on a journey within ourselves. Some choose to do that, others don't. It doesn't make them any different, see? Because of how we've been molded as a people, and tricked and misguided. I've always said that ignorance is evil and knowledge is power. And it's pretty much true. When you don't know what really is happening, you don't know yourself, and you haven't forgiven yourself, and you haven't followed through with certain steps, you really, there's a lot of people that just don't know where to begin. Where the heck am I supposed to begin? I've been taught this, and this for years and years and years. Now I'm finding out that it's all just a bunch of crap. But that's part of our journey. It really is. It's part of our experiencing and our journey. We're coming full circle as a people of this planet. We are definitely on a massive upswing, a much higher frequency that continues to elevate our awareness, our consciousness, and our very, very beingness. Now, there's certain people that are helping certain people become aware and awake in different ways, through scientific applications, through medical, so to speak, applications. But you know what it all boils down to? It's discovering who and what you are that opens you up to all the things that you were not aware of and then can embrace and incorporate on your journey, you see? And when you begin to understand is that each of us, all of us, are limitless. There are no limits. There never have been. And we choose the direction that now it may not be at times clear to us when we choose, but we do choose and we do decide eventually. Some quicker than others, some average, so to speak, and others slowly. But you realize that when you are part of the one, the whole, what happens when that is the case, when we understand that? When we are part of the one, the whole, it means that we are deeply connected to each other. Can you imagine what it's like? And this is what this planet has been like for a very long time. That we are all, as a people, deeply interconnected with each other, but yet we act as if we are totally separate. Don't you think that creates a stress factor, a stress element in our existence? That's why we get the way we do towards others sometimes. That's the way we get the way we do with ourselves. And we begin to understand, and we open up everything. And then so we begin to forgive. We begin to embrace the love that we are, and we start to increase our vibrational frequency as we're doing now with this planet. And, she's kind of rubbing her eyes out of a very deep sleep. And we are all coming into full view. It's like being on the water forever. You keep looking for land, and you never see it. And eventually people turn away, and they just say, it's never going to happen. We're never going to get land. We're never going to be on terra firma. We're just going to be in this vast water forever. And then eventually, land appears, and they step foot on land after a very long time of not being on it, and embrace it with the deepest gratitude. It's something similar for us on this journey that we choose to be on, that we know that anything that we see, and it means a lot to know yourself, but anything that we see that others see, that we may not even know what their names are, that type of thing, superficial, but we know them from the gods they are. We're all together here. Yet we seem separate. And we literally can transcend anything. We have that power to do that. And we no longer, in the frequencies that I receive from the populace of this planet, is that there's no longer this dankness, if you will. It's being released. And things are just going to continually accelerate in brilliant advancement, love, tenderness, kindness, gentleness, happiness, bliss. And it's not going to be short-lived. This is a major transition for the civilization of this planet Earth, Gaia. Major, major, major. And each of us in our own way, when we know we're prepared, so to speak, we'll start embracing certain things that we never knew consciously that we had these abilities with ourselves. And we'll start, some of us will stumble across them. Others will kind of enter into them with somewhat consciousness and embrace them. But we will start to attune ourselves to these abilities that to most of us will be new, that we never thought, where did these come from? You see, I've always said that we're all equipped for this massive transformation, and we are. We have the DNA, we have the biological structure, we have everything that we need, and this is the first model that we're in, okay? And we're going to upgrade to a new model, so to speak. And doesn't mean that this old model is diminished or not good or whatever. It's just that we are in the process of upgrading our entire biological existence. And as we do this, we will discover absolutely amazing, spectacular points that we will embrace that are our innate abilities. We will transform things eventually in immediacy with our surroundings, as long as it doesn't disturb the pattern, the frequency. You see what I mean? Sometimes we can create to reality things that may disturb the other fabric around it, the other frequency. So we have to be careful. We'll learn that, okay? We'll learn it. We'll understand it. We'll experience it. And it won't take long. You imagine over 9 billion, give or take, just on the surface of this planet, not including the billions underneath it, are going to collectively, consciously awaken and realize that they've been conscious for millennia. Think about that. It's going to be absolutely spectacular. But first, when you come out of a cave of darkness that you have been literally raised in lifetime after lifetime, and all you can rely on are the shadows on the cave walls and the food that you can extract from the land around it, and any light that you may, and you're always afraid to go out of the cave because you don't know what's out there. So you stay in the cave because you become so acclimated to the cave. You don't have any clue what's out there. It's pretty much this civilization in the way it has been sequestered and locked up just about forever. Tricked, misled, miseducated, misinformed. And then some of those in the cave decide to, you know what? I'm just curious to know what's out there. Now, I could be eaten. I could walk out there and just disappear. I have no idea what's out there. I've never stepped outside of this cave. And so some started stepping outside the cave and saw beauty. I mean, absolutely paradise. Beautiful fauna and different forms of life, and different aromas and scents, and grass and leaves, and they just absolutely went bonkers and got so excited to the fact, and they wanted to experience it all. Eventually, they went back into the cave and they told the others. And some of the others begrudgingly followed them outside the cave. But the majority stayed in the cave. They were too frightened of the unknown. So they continued to stay in that cave. This is what's happened here on this planet. We have a lot of people who have decided throughout the ages to stay in the cave. And then we have those who have braved the fact with themselves and had confidence through their heart minds to literally extend themselves outside the cave. And as they did, they got so much more into experiencing outside the cave that the cave became foreign to them. Just like people become foreign to us. It's like when you talk with them, it's like they don't understand what you're talking about, see? And I know a lot of you have had that experience. And that make them bad. It's just to give you an analogy that they're still in the cave. Picture that. This is why that they act the way they do, and they perform the way that they do in this life. Now, obviously, we are not here to force people to become awake and conscious. That's up to them. But what we can do is we can increase this vibrational frequency like we've been doing extensively so that it affects them, so that they begin to wake up on their own. And when that happens, which is happening right now, we need them all. We need everybody, every single one of us, to come together. Because this is a massive transition. And we would prefer that everybody is kindly and in gentleness introduced to it, rather than have it slapped up the side of their faces. We're moving into a much higher level of existence, one that is a spectacular one. Journey that we're meeting with that we have not traveled before. And it starts off with consciousness, and eventually we will move beyond the consciousness, because we always thought there was a barrier there that stopped us from moving further out. Some of us, eventually all of us will. We will ascend into the unconsciousness. And people say, wow, that's really deep. It's our natural progression. It is our natural state of being. And we are discovering this. So this transition that we are in, and this planet along with us, and all life, you will begin to see new life, different kinds of life that you had never seen before appearing on the planet. It's starting to happen now. You see regeneration, repopulation of different species that you haven't seen in your lifetime. And with you being coherent, conscious, clear, and because you're taking in all that there is in its splendor and beauty, of which we created, all of us participated in it throughout the generations. And then you begin to realize that you're part of it, and not just a little bit. Because you, as a essence of all creation. All of us do. So this transition, transcendence, is a magnificent, cannot be compared to anything else. And each of us on this planet, no matter if we're in the dark, still in the cave, or we've come out of the cave and decided to stay outside the cave permanently, eventually we all will transition. And it isn't our concern to try to hurry up others, force, through our enthusiasm, our beliefs and everything on them, but to increase the vibrational frequency, the harmony, and become piano tuners of those frequencies. Understand what they are. If you ever watch a piano tuner, of course we don't see them much anymore, they're still around on the planet, but piano tuners go and they go to the piano, and they have different wands and different devices, the old-time piano tuners. And they go in and they tap on these tuning forks, and they listen, and they finally hone and get that piano so its vibrational frequency is just pure and perfect. And the music it produces is just elevating, wonderful, deep. This is what we do with these frequencies, with ourselves first, inside, deep within the heart, mind, and the gods that we are. And then that literally spills out across the planet and to all others. And it affects everything. The squirrels in the trees, the birds, the bees, the flowers, all of it. It affects them all, and it's changing things. This planet has been in a dark cave for a very long time. And the controllers of it kept us in these caves incessantly. So every time we tried to get out of the cave, they would beat us back in. And they're no longer there. And there's nobody there at the mouth of that cave to keep us from expanding out of the darkness into the light. We know the darkness. We know the angers. We have experienced them over and over again. We have experienced the challenges. But without them, we wouldn't have known any better to step outside that cave. So in reality, it's all been absolutely super positive and an enriching experience for us, so that we can step out of that cave and we can walk into this light of source creation, and we can continue to expand and perfect our experiences and enjoy this God planet, this paradise that we are creating, and to move beyond the 5D, the five-dimensional frequency. And see, there's been a misconception on this planet. We're already in 5 density. It is because of the collective consciousness and where it has risen and elevated to. So we're already in 5D. None of this would be going on if we were in 3D. It's very confusing to some. And some still step at times into the mud puddle. But they realize and they shake it off and they keep going forward. A planet filled with blissful inhabitants, joy, is super powerful. Confidence for the heart-mind is omnipotently powerful. The ego has been retired. Okay? The subconscious mind has been reprogrammed. This is what we're doing. We're like refined architects, designers, constructors, builders. And we are constructing a new existence. Excuse me, a new planet, a new civilization, a civilization of the universe, where everything that we've been taught, everything that we have learned, for the most part, has kept us from being the gods that we truly are. Has kept us separated from the kingdom of God. And that's no longer possible because it has been removed. And all of those bars and those that have kept us enslaved have melted away. And it cannot be reversed or stopped. So it doesn't matter, for the most part, of what any of us are seeing with our eyes or hearing with our ears or feeling through the ego mind to the heart mind. We know deep inside with the God within us that it has all changed already. That it has already taken place. And we are now pioneers in a new density. We're embracing it wholeheartedly, and we will continue to expand with it in complete joy, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. You will find that most of the things that you covet won't really mean much anymore. They'll fall away. They'll be replaced with much higher vibrational frequencies. And some of us, more and more every day, every second, are experiencing this. Kind of subtle at first. But it is all a transition for every one of us. And it is splendiferous, phenomenal. And you feel it. It continues to expand amidst all of this silliness. And it is silliness. Unfortunately, some of us, they'll get seduced back into the matrix and become part of it. It's pretty much the norm. It's not a negative, bad thing. It's okay, fine. So I slipped back in, no big deal. I'll just step right out into the light again. We're not talking about the deceptive light when I say the light. We are not talking about the light that chases you after you leave the body. We are talking about source creation light out of deep eternal love of that which created all of us and all things. So, this is a God transition. This is a transition for the gods of which we are. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And what is the first thing we're going to do is that we are going to relax our bodies. All of us maintain a stress level. We all know it. It's not a big secret. You really can't hide it. It's just a stress that comes in. And the ego is there. We know that too, but it still is able to do certain things at times with us. And it gets less and less as it goes by because we become more and more aware of it in our journey. So, our whole point of relaxing the body is to say, hello, stress. I know where you came from, and I'm always aware of you. But I'm becoming more and more understanding of why you're here. And I am changing my biological motion frequency to harmonize with my God within and to actually eliminate you so that my body can rest. And when we relax, it moves the body, it tells the body and to say, let's rest. I don't mean sleep, I mean rest. So the body becomes at ease. And when we relax, the stress falls away. When we do that, a wave comes over us from within, and it floods outside. When that wave comes in, we feel at total balance. We feel that we've been tuned and harmonized. And we don't have really a care in the world. And at the same time, we want to move into the now. And the now is all we have. We don't have the past. The past is gone. You know, it's funny. Some of us will say, well, at least I have my past. You don't have the past. None of us do. It's gone. We've experienced it. At the time, it was the now. But it's gone. It's dead. So we don't care to go into a dead room with dead things, drag these dead things into our future, and create our future from dead things. Think about that. And we don't go into the future because we're in the now creating our future. And the more we experience in the now, and the more we have the consciousness and awareness of who and what we are, and we've forgiven ourselves, and we treat ourselves with kindness and gentleness and love, we're able to create a future that is absolutely marvelous. We tailor it in the now. And in the now also, we still the mind, the ego mind. And we still are able to begin to reprogram the subconscious mind. These are rooms that we go in and we pick them up and we straighten them out and we clean them up and we redesign and we fill them with wonderful things that we desire. And as we do this, we begin to expand and we begin to transform. We begin a massive transition. And at the same time, we want to breathe. Breath in through the nose, breath out through the mouth. And breathing is so important for our bodies. It oxygenates our blood. It gives us energy. It motivates us. It calms us. It relaxes us. It supports us. It's always there aiding us and guiding us. It allows us to focus on the now because it is the now. The breath is the now. It's a wonderful power that we have. Not all beings need to breathe. This is a wonderful gift we have of breathing. And when we breath in and we hold it for just a brief period of time. We retain it. And as we do this, we use different frequencies. I am light, I am love, I am creation. I am beyond consciousness. I can literally connect with all the particles of existence. Anything, all of these. And you know what? They're all true. They aren't made up. You're just reinforcing them, making sure that they're front and center, and that they're as clear as a bell, and that you aren't confused about any of it. So we want to breath in and breath out at least 6 times while I'm talking. The breath is frequency. It's an energy. You can liquefy it, or you can keep it in a gas form. It's up to you. And as you do that, you can literally bring it up through the center of your chakra system as you breath in through the nose. And you can literally feel it. You can guide it with your muscles in your body, in your lower abdominal area, upper abdominal area. You can flex those muscles and you can literally guide it all the way up through the center of your body, of the chakra line of power, through the etherical field. You literally can bring it in to the brain, to the back of the brain, and you can literally flex that area and have that liquid continually repeat, that whole process repeat itself as it comes in and goes out, and it flows up and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And when you do this, you're able to expand your awareness deeply, and you're able to literally expand and open the pineal gland, where you are literally rocketed through a gateway. And through this gateway, you will begin to see and experience a oneness with all that there is, with all the particles of existence, a oneness, a completeness. And eventually we will practice this all enough where it will become autopilot. And there's many out there teaching different ways and different applications to learn how to do this. The point is, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know about the God within you, you haven't taken those steps. It is a very dangerous practice to be taught to those who are still not in forgiveness and love with themselves, and the deepest of gratitude with themselves. It is kind of called putting the cart before the horse. So it is very, very crucial that people don't dabble in this because some guru is trying to guide them into it. And it's sure they'll experience things, but nowhere near the depth as if they take it step by step and not think by listening to a video or some training session, by watching others, experience all these miraculous things, that they too can quickly, at a blink of the eye, become a master of it. So this is a step-by-step process. And we've all been at this for over 2 years. And we haven't gotten to that point yet, but we're close to it. So as we breath this in through our heart, mind, and the kingdom of God as one, we receive positive energy, frequency, divine positive energy. And it comes from the collective consciousness, it comes from pure consciousness of that which is source. And it literally comes in through our God and through the heart-mind. It doesn't come in through the brain. It comes in through our emotion center, and that is the heart-mind, because it is so powerful and so sensitive to absorb that in. And when we do that, we bring it in, it communicates with us. And of course, communication is more of a feeling frequency with the heart-mind. And it communicates us that we're all good, we're fine, we're wonderful, and we're in a massive, spectacular, glorious transition. We have entered 5-dimensional frequencies, and we are moving forward, and we are moving up. And that is each and every one of our choosings. This is something that is being manipulated. It is our flow and our frequency that is literally guiding us into higher and higher frequencies and existence. This is exactly what we're experiencing. And I'm telling you, it is only going to get better every second. And it's even more spectacular when you stay into the deepest, deepest, deepest of gratitude and the deepest of eternal love with yourself. Now, as we breath out, we know what the opponent, so to speak, on the other side of the water is with the tug-of-war rope, right? Where it wants you to just dump all this and just continue to be in the goop. But something's happened, say. Normally you would say, yeah, that's fine, you're right, this is all silly. Now you're not doing that anymore. You're saying, no, I like this. I like this frequency. It feels very good. It feels almost like it's part of my home. Natural state of being kicks in. Ego starts to figure out very quickly that it is losing you. Say, it is losing you. You are leaving it. And this is this massive transition that you're in. So slowly but surely, the ego is beginning to realize that it may not be needed anymore. How phenomenal is that? Not saying it's leaving tomorrow, but it's starting to get the frequency, I may not be needed anymore. And it's going to fight harder to try to keep you in its corral. Now, we have many with us. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all the angels. They're a different civilization. They operate in a different frequency than we do. They vibrate. And it's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we, at times, will see them in physical form, and they're there to give us a message. If we're conscious enough, clear enough, we'll pick up that message right away. Not when they're in our presence. Usually it's after. It's the way it's designed. And eventually we will see them like we see ourselves. Not too distant future either. And we also have the Ascended Masters. And Ascended Masters have been around forever. And they have mastered the ascension process. They ascend out of body. They hold God form. They've been in all kinds of shapes, sizes, and forms. And they have knowledge and wisdom. Just as we have knowledge and wisdom, as we ascend into the body, the biological form, to experience. Okay? We're in different places, but we all end up as the one. See? It's like the archangels, there's trillions of them, and thousands can be circle around just one of us. It's a wonderful gathering. They're all of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitude. And the deepest of eternal love. And the deepest of eternal gratitude. We can say that over and over and over again. This is a high vibrational frequency. We're assembled here for this massive meditation. There's millions of us. And so what we do is we form a circle of light, like a halo. Any of us in physical form disappear. It's just the light. It's our vibrational frequency of source creation. It is the deep eternal love and gratitude. So it vibrates at such a high frequency, it produces this blinding, brilliant, beautiful light. And it rays out the darkness of space. And it continues to intensify and expand. Just as we are, it is. So as we do this, we all begin to levitate, move up above the planet. And as we're moving up, there's a gossamer field here. There's crystalline tower. The crystalline tower, we've created this through etherical energy frequencies and through loving intent to be continually flooding and uplifting all life on the planet. In other words, into bliss, into harmony, into peace, into joy, and into quietness, benevolence, tranquility, a beautiful, well-tuned harmony. And we have a gossamer field that literally comes up. The gossamer field is filled with all forms of brilliant light. Emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us the power of healing that we possess. It is the purple transmuting flame. And the purple transmuting flame is a column to remind us is that when we drop our frequencies into lower matter and lower survival frequencies, we're able to bring in the purple transmuting flame and literally transmute all those frequencies that have entered into us into neutral light substance, and we can just send them back to the great central sun source creation, that which created us, for repurposing. We have the violet ray. We bring that in right after to purify the area that we just literally eliminated all of those frequencies, those attachments. we have the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds us of the fact of our power, of our resolve, of our strength. We have the white fire. This is a shield. It is a form of an armor, if you will. And it vibrates at a massively high frequency. You can actually see the power and the energy off of its flames that kind of are very delicate on its surface. Yet, it's such a high frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude that as you maintain your frequency out of your own choosing, that armor is impenetrable. It only becomes weakened when you become weakened and lower into a lower frequency to the point where it's into a dark matter survival frequency. And then you allow them to come in. But you have all that you need to dismiss it. You see? Because they can't sustain, those frequencies can't sustain us, around us, when we are at that high frequency with that kind of armor. They're vaporized. And the remnants is just literally vacuumed back into creation. So, we have the golden white pink light of source creation. Source creation created us out of deep eternal love. That's what we are. People can argue about it all they want, but that's what we are. It is a massively high frequency. It is allowing us to make this massive transition on this planet Earth Gaia, and this now. So, this is saturating everything, all life, continually uplifting it, constantly, without a break. It's constantly increasing the frequencies everywhere, intensifying and expanding. This is deep eternal love at its highest form. And so, as we continue to levitate up above the planet, we immediately leave our bodies. Those who have bodies, we leave our bodies. And we float above. And as we do this, we immediately call out to the other parts of source creation, all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And only those who are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light, in the highest and deepest gratitude. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence, and they come in the googleplexes. One googleplex fills this entire universe, and they come in the trillions of googleplexes. Arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods. Their gods with ours, we are one. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude, and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all one, and we're all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, continues to intensify and expand. We call upon all of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth, many, many, many civilizations. And only those who are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, and the highest and deepest eternal gratitude can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs, They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude and the deepest of eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We're all one. We're all love, and our godlike energy is absolutely everywhere, continues to intensify and expand. We call upon all of the off-worlders, the galactic, many, many, many civilizations. And just to name a fraction of them, the Arcturians, Andromedans, the Pleiadians, and the Sirians. Many, many, many more. Only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest gratitude can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. When they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They have been with us in assisting in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, in freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and slavery. And they are with us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere and is continuing to intensify and continuing to expand. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who are of the highest, deepest eternal love, from the highest, deepest eternal love, and the highest of deepest gratitude can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come in the billions, in all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere, continues to intensify, and continues to expand. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light on this planet Earth, Gaia. There are trillions of them. And to just name a few, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaid, the whale, the dolphin, the unicorn, the pegasus, the centaur, the minotaur, many, many, many more. They come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which we have never seen before. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude and the highest of deepest eternal love. Our gods are with their gods are with ours. We are all love. We are all one. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever continues to intensify and continues to expand. We look up and we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere over 2 years ago. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Our meditations don't cease. They become more intense. They become more powerful. They're in the highest of deepest eternal love light frequency. They continue to expand. They affect the particles of existence. They continue to intensify. They affect all that there is in the highest of deepest eternal love. This sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. You feel it flood you from head to toe, your physical body, your etherical body, your God, all of you. It saturates, it floods, it permeates, it bathes all of us in the highest of deepest eternal love, of the highest of deepest eternal gratitude, of the highest of gentleness, of the highest of kindness, of the highest of generosity, of the highest of humbleness, of the highest of bliss, of the highest of joy, of the highest of peace, of the highest of tranquility, of the highest of benevolence, of the highest of prosperity, of the highest of abundance, and of the highest of the forthcoming immortality for all of us. It is our transition into the God planet, into the paradise that we are all creating into reality in this now, in this meditation, and beyond. We look down upon this planet Earth, Gaia. We see all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value in the universe is on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia. They too are being flooded. It is through all of our intention, without expectations, that as we flood us, we flood everything. We flood all of them. We saturate and bathe them. Everything is levitating. Everything is increasing in higher and higher dimensional frequency. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. flow with this. Take this with you through the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. And I think we're all clear where we're at and the phenomenalness of where we're going. The frequencies are intensifying and expanding everywhere. First within us, then outside of us. It's a cascading effect. Watch over the next several days how things take effect. We're in high gear. We'll be back here Monday, March 23rd, 2020.